Yeah.
All right, peace, man. We live. So, we got the Facebook going, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and the Twitter audience. Let's go and get started, man. Let's go and get started. All right, so I'm gonna introduce myself first, and then again, some of the other guests on the panel should be coming in. Yeah, my name is Brandon B. Dixon. I am NMLS 1541210. It's at Big Net Loan. Also, as my handles on all social media. Again, I'm a published author. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and a mortgage broker by trade. So go to my website www.applywithb.com if you want to go ahead and apply. If you want to book me for a consultation, or if you want to check my rates as well. So you can check that out on applywithb.com. Now I have a website dedicated just for checking my rates. So if you just want to check my rates and be out, go to whatstoday'srace.com. That's dedicated just for challenging me. Go ahead, challenge me. Why not save some money? If you're a realtor or if you're in the market, you got a pre-qual already, go ahead, put mine up against yours. It only takes a couple of minutes to do this. So why not save that money every month? Whatstoday'srace.com. Again, like I said, at Being That Loan Officer on all social media. You can call me 832-775-8357. Also, if you like what we're doing, you cash app us at the Power of Ownership is the actual cash out. And one or two other things I want to plug. HoustonCondoSales.com. If you like the fly condos, high rises, that's kind of my thing. The four stack and 3 stack townhouses. Go to HoustonCondoSales.com. I'm on it every day. It's for Houstonians by Houstonians. Also, if you're in the French Bulldogs, English Bulldogs, go to my website, BullyPalace.com. We got the shampoo popping. Man, it's on and live. Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself. I know that was lengthy, but go ahead and introduce yourself. I got a lot of stuff to plug, man. I'm an infomercial.
I'm going through with everybody else.
Right.
Now, what's up, everybody? CJ the Realtor. Hey, check out my website, GreenwoodRealtyTX.com. Connect with me on all social media, CJ Sells Texas. That's CJSELLSTX. That's all on all platforms. Check out the YouTube channel. It's actually CJ the Realtor on YouTube.
Oh, you changed it up?
Yeah. It's CJ the Realtor on YouTube. So we got our Home Tours Lux Edition, where we're going through showing you some of the hottest homes in Houston, some on the luxury market, brand new construction. It's really nice. So check it out. You see everything in 4K. And also check out the nonprofit, the Mansa Academy. It's www.themansaacademy.org. We're setting up to teach our young men knowledge of self-improvement, and entrepreneurship.
Gotcha. Trying to, like I said, we trying to get some recreational activities going on that thing, man. So it's gonna be live, man. You always got to get back. Role model is one of my fortes as well. So I'm trying to teach the youth that there's other options besides ball playing and rapping. So you could live the lifestyle, that those entertainers living without being an entertainer. You don't have to be an influencer. You could be a businessman.
Right.
And have actually more money and steady money than what they have. So business, man. Don't forget that America's an LLC. So why not learn how to do business, man? And within this as a corporation, you got to learn how to do business within this corporation. So why not start early? Why be on the tail end of trying to figure out how to do business? Get out the corporate employee mindset. Get into the business mindset.
So that's the whole point, setting them up for success early.
Yeah. So once you understand that, man, I don't know if you seen that closing story with young guy Trayvon. He like my little brother age, like 30, 31. And man, he already doing this. He's on the second or third flip. He just has the mind frame already of how this thing works.
Yeah.
He got his mind on straight, man. It's like, he got his already got 2 houses at 30, so he damn near ahead of me. So yeah, so like at that age, so I was about that age to start to get into real estate, man. But people don't understand. Like we talked about this a couple of shows ago, that real estate is a necessity if you want to. It's set up for you to do all the things that you want to do, and you can do it comfortably and do what you want to do, not what you have to do. Real estate is the way.
Yep.
You know, so it's just the way to go. Let me go ahead and put the link in the chat. We'll post it again. If y'all want to come on board. Last week we had Larry, who he's a mortgage broker out of Minnesota. He's the one that recruited me to Nexa. So you know, so anybody want to come on, just go ahead and come on. I got I sent the invite to Barry and Corey, so they should be popping up here any second now. So I wanted to talk about this week as far as real estate. I kind of hinted to it as far as what I just talked about. Last week we talked about the pros. How, you know, what's going to take for you to be a professional in here and be a top performer. But there is always, and there will always be room for part-timers. Yeah. And those that, you know, I would suggest, you know, too, even if you're a novice, still get your real estate license, because, you know, if you do a deal or two a year, it still pays for itself and it's profitable. And this, you know, you could write up your own deals or whatever. I wanted to get your opinion as a realtor. Is that a good idea to go and get licensed and just kind of learn the market as far as an investor and kind of doing your own deals and kind of getting? What do you think about that?
I think that as long as you're producing, because it's one thing to have, like, get your license, but then it's another thing when you start counting all the fees associated with it. So if you get your license, that's just the beginning. Like throughout the year, quarterly, then annually, you're going to have fees that you got to pay. So if you're not, you know, closing any deals, making any money, then when it's time to pay that bill, you're gonna be in a bad spot. But as long as you're from a part-time basis, as long as you're bringing in some money, doing some deals, producing, then yeah, I say jump in.
Right. Wouldn't you say, like, I'm not talking about just to have it, just to hang a license. I'm talking about if you already in corporate America, you know, you got a $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a year job, and you know you working 40 hours. You want to put another 20 hours or 10 hours a week in real estate, just to, you know, maybe just to have the best portfolio you can have, and then help a few people along the way, because you know people,
right?
You know, so you can help your sphere of influence and go from there, and then have it, you know, as a secondary business. So you know, because I always preach the 7 streams of income, always having a couple of LLCs, you know, just to have, and that way you could, you know, write off taxes, you know, just for tax purposes, tax shelter. So would you think, you know, you know, again, collaboration over competition, you know, because we're gonna be helping you we're gonna be helping you facilitate whatever you want to do. But what do you feel about people like that want to be part-time, have no ambitions on becoming just a real estate pro, but maybe helping a part-time, helping your portfolio, and then helping get some passive income?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. So you don't have to have your license to actually get in there and invest.
Okay.
But you know, it makes sense to do it if it's going to be something that you're going to be doing long term.
Right.
But as far as, like, you know, acquiring properties, turning around, you know, either flipping or holding them, you don't have to be a realtor for that, as long as you got a good one in your corner.
Right.
Yeah, but definitely, like, if you think about it, if you're tired of trading time for money and you ain't at the point where you can do it yet, what's going to give you the best bang for your buck if you got to spend the time?
Right.
Like, yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that's possible, because I was just listening to Ben Marlin podcast, and he was talking about it's like, man, you know, get your license, because it's almost like free money. You know people, you know, especially if you're in a corporate job, you around all the people that's going to be, you know, needing money. I mean, needing the home. So you work with them.
Right.
So why not?
You know, they got jobs. You know, they're making good money.
Right. So you why not be the plug?
Yep.
You know, so with that being said, and then getting with a broker like Chris and myself to actually help guide your career, that'll help you, maximize what you're trying to do.
Right.
But everybody can't be a top performer. There's no way.
Right.
So
and that's the thing. Like you start making that money up part time. You start making good money. Then you like, if I'm doing it part time, how much can I make if I do it full time?
Right.
And
right.
so once you get in, you kind of get that itch.
Right. I don't know if I broke down to you before. I broke this down a couple of years ago on the Power of Ownership podcast about the 7 streams.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about, you got to have your vocation. That's one. Then you got to have a couple LLCs. Like I'm a sales trainer. That's the LLC within itself. So people, pay me to come in and teach their salespeople. So that's, maybe, 5 to 10 days out the year, but it's a 1 hour, 1 day course, but 8 hours, but that's paid in chunks, so, but all that's tax shelters and stuff like that. Then you might want to have an LLC for a marketing company, that you do marketing for, then you want to have it. I talked about having an online business. I sell books, I sell I sell shampoo, pet accessories. So have you a couple of online businesses. Then I talked about so that's already 5 right there. Then you got to have your real estate portfolio. So have your rental incomes coming in as well. And then the last thing I would say, as far as this a stream is stock and crypto. Your dividends from that. So those are the 7 steps. Having you vocation.
Everything on sale right now.
Right. So as far as what, crypto?
Everything, stocks, all of it.
Right. I don't know if it's the end yet, so I don't know if I would just go ahead and go crazy right now.
It's a lot lower than what they were. Cause shoot, my portfolio is red right now.
Right. Oh, I'm definitely. I can't even stand to look at it. It's so red right now. So.
Yeah, I ain't even looking at mine.
He's not even supposed to look at it. Maybe look at it next year sometime, man. It's so it's so red. But that's how I do with my actual stock portfolio. I don't look at it as short term. I don't do the day trade.
Yep. Dollar cost average.
Yeah, the difference between trading and investment is trading is when you lose sometimes. Investment is just sticking it in there and seeing what the dividends is off the long term.
Yep.
So
10, 15, 20 years.
Now I've traded, so meaning that I've seen, like, I give you an example, like with Trump stock, when Trump bought it, I forgot the name of the company, but I bought it to it real quick and then I sold it like the next day and then made me a quick $3,500. So stuff like that. If I get a hot tip, I will trade, but most of the time it's just dumping. I got the Tesla, I got the Apple, I got the Walmart, I got the Hormel, I got the Nike, I got the all the good ones, Microsoft and Amazon, and so I'm not going crazy with it. I got a couple of cannabis stocks too, so but those are getting crushed right now.
Everything. I think healthcare is the only one that's up.
Right. So I wanted to talk about too. Wait until everybody come in. It's about 8:00 right now. I don't get too far on it, but I wanted to talk about as far as multifamily a little bit. What do you think it's gonna take? Because I had a ball player apply like about a few hours ago, and that's what he was into, multifamily in Georgia. What do you think it takes, to get? Because that's what everybody wants. That's like the cream of the crop. That's just like everybody looking to get multifamily because it's gonna pay the most. It's like a double stuffed Oreo. It's like, if you go eat an Oreo, you might as well get the double stuff. You're gonna get the price of sugar. So it's kind of the same thing. What do you think it takes to get into the multifamily market and how to be competitive? And if you only got a whole bunch of cash, I know cash is king, but other than that,
And so that's a tough thing because everybody's looking for it. So it's going to be a lot of competition.
Right. It's
So
competitive.
yeah, very competitive. So you're going to be up against not just individual investors. You're up against groups, syndicates. You're up against hedge funds. A lot of
Right.
people with cash. So it's going to be an uphill battle. But just remaining open. Being mindful, like making those connections with the guys that may get the deals, and they might just throw you a bone. You never know.
Right. Right. How would you say, like, because people don't understand what I'm saying when they can't grasp the idea when I tell customers like, hey, if I had $1 for everybody that said they wanted to get into multifamily, and then I pre-qual them and never hear back from them, I'd be super duper rich. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you say? Why people can't understand? Like, paint the picture for them, like how popular this is. This is like almost like a 4-leaf clover.
Yeah, and that's why I got a hashtag got doors, because the more doors you have on one piece of property, the better.
Right.
But the thing is, as long as it's up to 4 units, that's your max. That's the limit that you can go, and it can be considered residential real estate.
Right.
Once you get 5 doors and up, it's commercial. It's a different type of loan.
Let's pin that for a second because I have commercial lending now, so really there's not that much difference. So you might have to put
Well, you can house hack. You can house hack a 1 to 4.
You can house hack the 1 to 4, but if you want 5 doors or more, it's only like an additional 10% now.
Gotcha.
So it's not really that much different. If you got that, you can afford 20 because it's gonna be 25% now for multi-door.
Well, up to 4, you can do the FHA and conventional.
Yeah, you can do FHA conventional if you live there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. House hacking. If you're paying one, rent out the others.
Right. But I'm talking about pure investors.
Pure investors, yeah. You might as well go as many as you can then.
Right. So, investors, um, with investors, you're gonna put 25% down. You want 5 doors, just put another 10.
Yep.
And then you got DSCR loans where we don't have to even see the income, as long as the rent makes sense, like the rental income, which most likely with 4 doors is gonna reach what the note is. So, for example, if the note, principal, interest, tax, and insurance all in is $5,000, the comparable rent, or if you have a tenant in there, you have to prove the rent is equal or more than what the note is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. We don't need to see any income docs.
Right. So compare a monthly payment of $5,000 in a duplex where you split it between 2 units compared to 8.
Right.
Like the risk is a lot lower when you have more doors.
Right. So I mean, it's just more income as well, I would think.
Yep.
Because
exactly.
it's just it's better. It's better as far as just the revenue, because single family, you got that one person in there,
mm-hmm.
and it's only so much you can charge.
Yep.
So with the multi doors, you have that, and then the property taxes are cheaper. Because it's that one unit, you're not paying for multi units.
Yep.
I mean, multi different parcels of land.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's the lick and the back doorway in. If you do the house hacker route for the people that don't have the 25% down,
right,
that need to get in at like entry level, you can still get a 2, 3, or 4-plex, live in one and rent out the others, and that'll kickstart your whole career as far as on the investment side. And then once you start building that equity in those, you just rinse and repeat, pull that equity out, and go by the next one. Just do it over and over.
This is what I wanted to get into. But good luck with that. Good luck with trying to house hack with, it's just, if you have a duplex, the client we closed last month, the duplex was just being built. How much was the time in that paying into just getting that duplex?
What you mean?
Like, it wasn't, all right, so as soon as it wasn't even done yet, and it was under contract.
Right. Yeah, still in process.
Still in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I'm trying to get people wrap their head around. Don't put all your eggs in the multifamily. it's an extremely competitive market. So it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
almost, I would suggest if you're gonna do multifamily, I would say build. That's the only way you guaranteed. Other than that, you got to. It's timing. You're either gonna overpay for one, or just like you said, know somebody and somebody throw you a bone.
Mm-hmm.
Because most likely the multifamily is gonna go. That's what everybody wants. Everybody wants that.
They're getting snatched up.
Yeah.
I was surprised we got that one because I thought that one was gone.
Right. So like we did one last month, but it was 2 months from being finished. That's how and they paid. Did they pay about how much they paid about a sticker?
No, it was right at it.
Right at sticker. So you come in and try to get deals and all that multifamily, you're gonna lose out, man. There's no such thing. So not with these multifamilies. So I would say get a one-time close loan and let's go ahead and renovate that thing and bulldoze and start over. If you got one of them houses, or get you a land loan and buy the land and develop yourself. It's almost a better chance you could put 2-3 properties on one spot. As long as, especially in Houston, where there's the zoning is real loose.
It don't exist.
So that's what I would do. I would just go ahead and build it, because you trying to compete on the market and you don't have all your cash together, or you ain't got in a group where you could pool your money together. You're gonna be missing out. So, and then like I said, there's all kind of ways to skin a cat. You can start off slow. Pool your money together. Get with a family. We got a group coming up here soon. The COC group. We're gonna announce that coming here soon. So, that's kind of a way for you to backdoor into this thing easier. You don't have to do this alone. So you get with a group, investment group. Take that money, let it build, be disciplined. And then and go from there. But just trying to get pre-qualified and hold on to, and hope and wish that you're gonna stumble upon a multifamily.
Nah,
that's not a good business plan.
You gotta be ready to go.
Yeah, it's not really a good business plan. I mean, not saying it's impossible, but it's you got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to be looking, and hey, when you see something, you got to strike.
Yep.
And don't come with these crazy. Hey, all right, it's say 550. I want off 525 and see what. No, be ready to get it. Be ready to get it. I mean, this is what it is. Again, we've been doing this 6 years. I have yet to see one of those house hacks go through. I would like to see one, to say I did one. That's one thing I've never done.
Oh yeah,
I've never done a house hack. I've pre-qualified a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
Too many. I pre-qualified dozens of house hacks. I want to do multifamily. Cool. All right. Never.
I may have got one. The ones that we always do. That straight investors renting them all out.
That's because explaining them the totem pole of the pecking order, the hierarchy, when it comes to sellers looking at when they get, because you will be in a multi-offer situation, and explain to them like why they don't choose you.
Oh, because it's more than just price. Like it's so many factors that go into making an offer. So if you're making it, whoever's making it the easiest on the seller is a winner, basically.
Right.
Highest price, the least amount of terms, even higher earnest money, even though it's getting credited back to you, showing how like you're serious than everybody else.
Right.
And if you're not asking for anything from the seller, that makes them more apt to go with you.
Right.
Like whoever's making it the easiest on them.
Well, explain how they look at it, the pecking order. Cash gonna be first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then you're looking at conventional.
Yep, cash, conventional, and depending, like some of those hard monies,
right?
Like
hard
they turn
money,
around, they turn around on them quick.
35-50% down, and they gonna guarantee they fund in like less than 2 weeks.
Yep. So because cash is gonna close the fastest, I think hard money closes after that. than conventional FHA. But if we're talking commercial, then that's out the window too.
Right. Then you're talking like then VA, because VA they know the appraisal's gonna take a minute.
Yeah. It's a
And
whole process with the VA.
then you're looking at down payment assistance. So people that you got no money down and you wanna do down payment assistance, you want to get a multi-unit, you wishing upon a star.
That's gonna be tough. You might want to just buy a single family and rent out a room.
Right. I mean, there's all kind of ways to skin a cat. You might want Airbnb, like you said, a room, or a duplex might be easy to get, but a quad, I mean,
you don't see many for sale either.
Huh?
They building more duplexes than anything. You don't see a lot of tries and quads getting put up like duplexes.
Right. The duplexes, man. I can see the duplexes, getting a snag in one of them duplexes, so again, they putting them up and, people selling them, draining the equity out of them and, you know what I mean, flipping them and bouncing them. So, but again, it's going to be harder to make that, it's still, you still can live free, but it'll be a lot easier to live free with the more doors, like you said.
Yeah, for sure.
So
that's the thing about, as an investor, you got to be out in the community.
Right.
Because you never know, somebody might need help, offloading the property, like selling the lot, and opportunity and preparation. That's what makes you successful. So if you're not out there and the people don't know you, you're gonna be in the same pool with everybody else looking. So you got to do whatever you can do to get a heads up on everybody else.
When you say that, like I said, you said a mouthful on that. You said a whole bunch that people don't realize that a lot of the properties that you see people get, they never touch MLS.
Right.
You never get it. You'll never see them listed. And It's about knowing. It's about timing.
It's like you drive down the street, next thing you know, it's like when they start building over here.
Right.
Like I ain't see nothing pop up on the MLS.
Right.
They got that. They didn't touch it. It wasn't on there at all.
Right. So just, it's theoretically, yes. Can it happen? Yes, theoretically, but you want to be a investor all around, like everywhere. You got properties everywhere. Most of you hear about this stuff on like with entertainers and stuff like that, but you don't realize these entertainers have teams that's sitting there touching it, and they just the bread, they just the face, but they teams is sitting there. Hey, this is a good investment. Go with this. They got the ear to the ground. So you think you can sit on the computer and and just try to be a Zillow champion, a Zillow investor, man, that ain't gonna happen. Like, you most of the time, if you just want to rock off Zillow and Realtor and stuff like that, you're gonna pay for a pop, if not more.
Yep.
You're not gonna get the deals, you're gonna get the dogs.
Yeah, by the time they reach MLS, it's gonna be right. Yeah, you ain't getting below market value by much.
Right. So that's not how you do this thing. You got to get in it and get your hands dirty.
Oh yeah, you got to get in the trenches.
That's just what this
is. You got to touch the people.
Or, and then this is a great setup to what we're going to announce here in the next week or so. Or you let us become your people.
Mm-hmm. And we can say, you do it, or are you attached yourself to the people that do?
Right. So or you let us be your people. And with that being said, like I said, and you get somebody that know what they're doing, and you dump the money and let somebody, invest it for you. So, but other than that, you're not gonna sit online and, all right, let me get this one. That's not gonna happen, and I just check it out right before I buy it. If you don't have your ear to the street, that's not gonna happen. Right. This is what it is. If there's a better way, call in. Let us know. If there's a better way to do this, you found a better way. I'm definitely all ears. I want to hear this. So this is what it is. I definitely want to hear this. If you got a better way to do this thing, but there is no such thing as a free lunch. There is no get rich quick. There is no magic beans. Anything that has something to do with it, something that's greater later, it's going to be work. So get rich quick is an oxymoron. So people that do get those deals where you the house hack, it's in less competitive markets. You're probably in New Hampshire somewhere or North Dakota, where you don't have those. You're talking about
when you're in a city that's popping like Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, Miami.
Right, you're in some of the biggest major cities. Good luck with that. Everybody and mama literally is trying to get the same thing because they know it's. Think about it. It's a safer investment because the populace of that city. There's always going to be people. There's always going to have renters.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in North Dakota, you know, some of those rural areas around Detroit. If the plant go out of business or something like that, you might go down. It might be a minute before you get a renter up in there. So it's different. That's why it's slower.
Yeah, I saw some data that said it was like 52% of the population in Houston rent.
Right.
So the majority of people here rent.
Right. So this is one of the I think this market, Houston, is more competitive than the Atlanta market.
Think so?
Yeah, I definitely think, that's right. It's harder. That's why, last year, especially when everybody was going against each other last year, I found that my Georgia realtors are going to contract quicker than my Houston realtors.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia is not as competitive as Houston. Houston's super duper competitive.
Yeah.
Don't forget, because don't forget you got 6 to 8 million illegal people here though too. That's not counted.
Yeah.
On the Census Bureau, and it might be more than that. They don't know really, So you got all kind of people compete for houses, who want family members, and and then you got everybody trying to move here. You had the California rush, everybody trying to escape California. It's Houston, one of those cities where you can still get a taste of the major city, but it hadn't gone to New York and LA route yet.
Yeah, it still got that southern feel to it.
Still got the southern feel. Hold on, let me see something. Hold on.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Bro?
Man, you ready? I was a little bit late.
Yeah. I'm a little bit behind. I got caught up today. I was like, man, I can't call.
Right.
They gonna be on me.
Yeah, well, we just was having a convo, man. We just talking about. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll let you know what the convo is.
All right, Corey Smith, your mortgage lender. Here for all your lender needs. Go ahead.
Talking about a couple of things. Number one, we're just talking about the multifamily and like really painting a picture of people that's trying to get into the multifamily deal, like how hard it is. They don't. A lot of the time when I talk to people, they don't understand. They can't imagine how hard it is to get into this game, and especially when you're trying to house hack, it's almost like Mission Impossible. So especially in this market. Now, if you're talking North Dakota, South Dakota, and Iowa, someplace, where you could, the economy is different. Yeah, this is the fourth. This is the third now, right? This is bigger than Chicago, right?
I believe so.
With the illegals, I think with the illegal people here, I think this is bigger than Chicago now. You're talking about the third biggest city in the United States. So the competition here is outrageous. So you try to house hack in this market, it's damn near you're gonna get drowned out. You wish it upon a star.
Yeah, either get drowned out, or you just have to be more proactive about watching the market and being able to jump on deals real fast.
But let me ask you this: even if you're proactive, that
it's still got Chicago ahead of us a little bit.
Yeah, like the seller. Just think about it. The seller's going, as a seller, if I had a multifamily, I'm gonna wait for the best deal.
Yeah. Okay.
If I gotta wait another week, I'm gonna wait for that cash buyer. because I know it's coming. You see what I'm saying? So why would I go 3% down on a house hack and tie my thing up for 30 days and I can wait another week and give me a cash buy?
I think it's relative to the property, though. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I'm saying, depending on the actual property, you know what I'm saying, it's not multi-families that's flying off the shelf like that.
What?
Yeah, for sure. So you know what I'm saying, if you went to the MLS right now and you pulled up the multi-families on there, you will see the days on market on some of those is actually pretty long. Now, you know what I'm saying, there are some hot areas where you got a ton of people actually looking, a ton of investors want to be. Like, you know what I'm saying, if you're talking about, you look for a multifamily in River Oaks or Third Ward somewhere, then okay, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying, the competition is going to be thick. You know what I'm saying, you got to deal with a whole bunch of cash buyers. Right. But you know what I'm saying, when you dealing with a multifamily, a duplex, triplex, a fourplex, or whatever the case may be, in some areas of the city, they kind of open sesame. And the sellers are just looking to try to unload them and get rid of them as soon as possible. They're not necessarily going to sit on them and wait for, you know what I'm saying, somebody to come through and offer them a cash deal.
I'm online right now, and I put in multifamily. The closest thing come up is Cisco, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, so and that's quite normal. When I put in multifamily, nothing in Houston pop up most of the time. Let me try to refine the search. Let me do this filter now. I should present this on the screen, so. But actually, let me go ahead and do that so they see what I'm showing. Boom. Share screen. All right. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
All right. Let's go into hard right now. Let's test this theory, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Boom. All right. So for those that are in different markets, man, this is what we use in Texas. Hard, man. If y'all ain't got a hard, y'all need to get one of those. Get together, get a hard, man. Because I know in Georgia they don't have hard. They have Realtor.
Yeah, they use more Realtor and Zillow.com, don't they?
Right. So I just put in multifamily, and it looked like all land pop up. But let me see. So let me try to filter this out, man.
Yeah, right under criteria.
Criteria for sale. Okay, multifamily. Boom. Search.
Yeah, and then go to available status. Go back and go to available status because it's gonna show everything the way it is.
You said okay, available status. I got you. Active. Got you. It's been a minute since I've been on it. They didn't change it up a little bit.
They changed it up recently.
Yeah, they changed it up a little bit. So this is what multifamily. This is a fourplex. 285 has been on hard 1 day. 1 day. 1 day.
But Corey got a point too, because some people taking shots in the dark by putting duplexes where they don't need to be. And they might be in the wrong location and at the wrong price. So those, if it's like that, they're gonna sit because you got to have it somewhere where you're gonna get a renter.
Right. They got a few, man. It looked like they just listed them today. Let's see.
Yeah, that's strategic too, because after everybody eats up all the food on Thursday, a lot of them go out house shopping on Friday.
Right. That's what they set it up for this weekend.
Yep.
All right. So this one, like I said, ain't done. This is a duplex. That's what I said. A duplex, man. A duplex. This is a triplex right here. Been on that 7 days, 600,000. So just taking a look at this, but this look like an old time, and this is like one of them, horror, American Horror
It's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Like one American Horror Story. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about living that. When this was built, this was built like
Get out of the picture.
when this was built, man. This was built back in the 20s sometime. Let's see. 1910. Oh no.
Boy. Yeah. And you got to be careful with houses that old too. That they can stamp a historic site on that joint. You can't make but so many changes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I see. They got a couple of duplexes on there, a couple of fours. Like Chris said though, what's gonna happen is they setting it up for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you they're gonna be all gone. We look back and next week is all of them gonna be gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why they listed it early this week because the holiday and Black Friday. Everybody go out and put the offers. So we'll see how it go. So yeah, I mean, I just think this is my experience. You've been in it what, 5 years, 6 years? How long you been in the business?
Yes,
Cool.
Corey.
You talking about on the lending side, or you talking about just period?
This period.
Shit's 07, 08.
Okay, so you've been in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen. In 6 years, I've never seen a house hack go through.
Okay.
I've never had where I pre-qualified probably 3 or 4 dozen of them.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 30, 40 people. I've pre-qualified that had the intention on putting the minimum down. What's going on? What's going on?
Young men, how y'all doing? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you, man.
What's going on, bro?
How you doing, CJ? How you doing, B Dix?
Oh man, we still in there chopping it up, man. Talking about this real estate thing. Let me get this last point, and then go ahead and introduce yourself. What is it, Hyman? I've pre-qualified probably 30 to 40 people, and I have yet to have one come back and get a deal approved off of this house hack. I just hadn't seen it. And I'm licensed in 6 states. I just hadn't seen it.
I think when you talk about the possibility and the percentage of the success rate, I think that's where things kind of get lost a little bit. Right. I think it's easier to do, but it's one of those things where it's like it's easier said than done. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because when you're talking about you're bringing, this is friends, for example, you're bringing 2 different or 3 different friends together to house hack. You got each one that's trying to learn and understand about this concept that when most people, and especially older generation, when they don't understand the concept, they automatically deem it bad. Oh no, right. Well, you don't want to do that. That's going to turn out terrible. This, that. What if this? What if that? So I think the reason why you haven't seen it is because the success rate of people actually house hacking is low.
Right.
But it's always possible, but it's just a low percentage.
I just hadn't seen it. Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster and elves and all those. Hyman, go ahead and introduce yourself, man, and tell them who you are and where they can find you, so on and so forth.
Hey, my name is Hyman Lemons with H&L Premier Realty. Just a little backstory. I've been watching you guys since you started. I have looked at all the websites. I have looked at the home tours. I thought that was a real bad house, that 1.5 million. Right. That little 2-story looked like it was in Midtown. I think CJ did.
Right.
I have watched every last episode you guys have done. You're doing a solid job. I must commend you on being consistent. Consistency is tough when you're doing these shows. Corey and I are pretty close. We get into this stuff a lot. As far as multifamily, that's my specialization. I wish Brandon was on, not Barry. I wish Barry was on, because me and Barry, we come out of KW. Okay. He's still at professionals. I come out of professionals.
Right.
And
he texted me a little while ago. He got family in town, so he couldn't make it.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Right.
But when it comes down to multifamily, I do a lot of investment deals. That's what 70% of what I do comes from. And I'm gonna have to agree with you, B Dix. I haven't seen a house hack go through as well.
Right.
I've had a couple of contracts on them,
Right.
and for one reason or another, whether it be I've only had one appraisal not come through because of the house hack, due to the fact that they couldn't say that I had a full occupied property, but since they were going to live in one unit, they had to take some of my income down, which in turn made my valuation become lower than what it was supposed to be.
Mhm.
Now we could have fought the appraisal, but nobody wants to fight an appraiser, especially in these days and time. You just walk away and keep it moving. I also heard when you said, well, you want to tie your property up for 30 days. You're right. You don't want to tie your property up. But when you're doing multifamily, you don't even change it to option pending until you know it's going to be a closed deal
Right.
at all. And I know that's against what we do, CJ, as far as not changing properties from option pending once it gets done. But I've learned a long time ago, like, look, I'm not going to fool around with you. I trust you just as far as I know you. And as soon as you fall apart, I got the backup ready because I never took it down. And most agents should understand that, but a lot of the rookies don't. Going back to what the original discussion was, should a part-time agent get in the business now? They can. As long as they're willing to learn and willing to create the relationships with the 20 hours that they got left, they're going to put 40 in, like how you say, Dixon.
Right.
They take that 20 and build enough relationships, let enough people know you do real estate. Yeah, they can make it and eventually just convert over.
Right. Well, I was looking at it more of just a bridge to that passive income.
True.
You know, why wouldn't having your license make that a little bit easier? I was just going to get the realtors' input on it. I know it's a little bit more competition. I know you're like, man, it's already cluttered, but
man,
That
old saying, 20% of the people do 80% of the work anyway. Same thing going real estate.
Exactly. But wouldn't it, as somebody coming in, and that's your goal in mind to have passive income, and you realize the value of real estate. Real estate is one of those vessels that it's a must-have. Wouldn't having your real estate license make it easier?
You say yes, you're right. You get to save on a lot of commissions. Also, you get a lot of more access to information by having your own license. I think CJ mentioned who wants to pay all those fees when you're not doing enough transactions, which is true. You just got to be disciplined enough to say, well, I'm going to get my license. I'm going to pay the fees, but I need to do at least one deal quarterly, which will pay for your fees, like CJ said. And then as you continue to grow and realize this is what you want to do, then it'll come in.
Right, exactly. Well, that's what I was talking about, because people don't realize the ultimate goal for most people, and is to have that financial freedom where I could take and have 10 properties, and that pays all my bills. That pays for my car notes, all my houses, everything's paid for. So as I know I'm doing these transactions. Hold on, I know you went. You went out. Might have to come back in.
Audio.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we can hear you. Well, I can hear
you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine. So I'm still here.
Yeah, we just lost the webcam.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just with those fees on the opposite side, because think about it. If you have your license, you're gonna save that 3%. Paying everybody when you're doing multiple transactions for yourself per year. So I think it evens out. You got what I'm saying, CJ?
So I think you know what I'm saying it's a pros and a cons when it comes to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a pro with the fact of, you know what I'm saying, hey, look, I have more access to information. And then also, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to actually save on that commission. But it kind of falls into the whole bucket of, you know what I'm saying, a for sale by owner. Like, if you're not doing enough deals, are you costing yourself money or are you saving yourself money?
Right.
So then, you know what I'm saying, every situation is a little bit different. If you choose to go that route, then what I would say is just make sure you're educating yourself. And you're in a position to where, you know what I'm saying, you actually you're doing yourself justice by representing yourself and not shooting yourself in the foot.
Gotcha. I know it's a little bit over time, CJ. I don't know if you want to stay for this last segment. I want to I'll get you first in case you got to run. I want to touch on a little bit. You know, I like to talk about what's interesting topics that I've gone through during the week. I want to touch on this one. This is another hot topic, man. Let's talk about mortgage fraud. Let's talk about mortgage fraud, man. Like I said, I think I don't get into too much detail. You never know who's watching, but I want to make a disclaimer. This is twice in 1 week. I am by the book. Sorry.
Somebody else tried to get you.
Look, I am by the book. You let me know something, I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna tell it all. It's like trying to, the hay is already out the barn. You can't put it back in the barn. It's already out the barn. So once it's out there, it's out there. I can't unhear something. I'm like an underwriter. So anybody that comes, to me, I am by the book. That's how I built my business. That's how Chris and I built the business. We do things right. We don't. It's not worth it.
Nah, I ain't losing my license.
Yeah, we built this from scratch. So it's not worth it to, and then, like I said, for the clientele, you really don't want that smoke. I don't think they realize how much smoke this is. So I want to go ahead and touch on that a little bit, man. Touch on that. If you can, Chris.
I mean, shoot. Like that's more on the lender side as far as mortgage fraud, but one thing that people need to realize, especially when you're buying a house,
don't forget that
not only is the
one.
lender.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad. Can you hear me?
No, I was just saying. So not only, I hear you.
Oh, it must be a delay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Must be a delay.
No, I'm just saying that not only is the mortgage company, the lender checking your background, checking your information, title is too. So if you are saying one thing to one entity and saying something else to somebody else, and it don't match, you're gonna be in trouble.
Right.
Like if you're saying, all right, I'm gonna live in this house so you can get the tax benefits on the property tax, they find out you haven't, you're gonna get put in a bad spot.
Right.
So I'll tell you, back my very first deal, my buyer's buying a house from a lady. She was divorced, got the house. They didn't know she got remarried, and then she didn't take the homestead exemption off the old house that she was selling to the one that she was already living in. Mm-hmm. So it turned into a whole mess where we had to bring them back in so they could put back taxes in escrow, because once my client takes over and they realize that they've been in this house for however long it was, they're going to come back and they want that difference in taxes, they say. So if people find out that you're doing this intentionally, you can be in a lot of trouble. Right. So it ain't even worth it.
Right. Corey, we going kind of clockwise with this?
Yeah, I think we've all, especially as lender, run into those situations where, everybody thinks that you can still get a loan by telling a story. Right. And then sometimes, that story ends up being true. Sometimes that story ends up being false. So, it's one of those things where we kind of have to decipher out and understand exactly what's going on. And then, try to actually say, hey, look, that ain't happening over here. So, like, there's a lot of crooks out there, but to put my family and my well-being on the line and my license on the line, in order just to kind of help one person out or one family out, or whatever the case may be, that can't necessarily walk the straight arrow, in order to kind of get their lives together or get their financial situation together to purchase a house legally, then it's definitely not worth it.
Right. I just want to make the disclaimer though too, and Hyman, I'll go ahead and let you chime in on this, but for some reason they see us and they automatically think that it's not straight up and down over here. I don't know what you give, people coming in off of social media. I don't know what gives That
They saw the Saints had.
Yeah, I don't know what gives you that idea. However, I won't make that disclaimer. I said it before and I'll say it again. Like, I play by the book. I always have. I'm squeaky clean. You know, so I don't do anything. If it's iffy, I don't feel comfortable, I'm not going to do it. Period. You know, so, I don't do any under the table stuff. You got the wrong one. So, just thinking, I know the brother man going to help me out. Hook me up. That's dead. If I'm going to help you as much as I can. But you got to be right. And if it's not right, I'm not even going to steer you to nothing that can't be, nothing that's not by the books. You want to chime in on that a little bit?
Well, okay, as a realtor, we have a quote unquote fiduciary duty to our people to be honest and upright, right? So
right.
All we can do is just go verbatim based on what contracts and what we know the TREC rules to be. Now, you guys in the lending industry, it's all about how you can prove what you're saying and how you can prove what was being done. So you guys are on a really slippery slope. As far as why do our people think that we're going to do whatever it takes, whether it be right or wrong, that is a mentality that we have developed over years, whether it be social media or if we come from the hood, or we just don't think that we know how to do things right consistently enough. And unfortunately, history has shown that we have not been able to do things right consistently enough. So when a person approaches you that way, they're not approaching you, I, or Corey in a way is that you're not right. They're approaching from a place that historically we have not done it right. And until historically we do it right, then that's when that mentality will change.
Right. Well, I would want to be that beacon and the leader that, hey, I've done everything by the book from day one. And so just, for people that's coming from social media and thinking otherwise, that's not this type of party over here. Also, I wanted to touch base on a couple other things. Like, there is ways, because I did have one, I want to say either this was 20 or 21 that, I don't know if you heard about the Open Door little string that they had it was about 19 to 20 houses back to back to back to back, Open Door with this one agent, and what the deal was is the agent was steering them to same situations at every house where they would do the taxes, and then after the transaction was done, they would go ahead and change the taxes, go ahead and redo the taxes. And people don't realize the extent of the technology, and they think once it's done, the eyeballs are off you. It's not the case. So they will be looking at you. There are ways, there is technology for them to find out what they need to find out. So you think you think you're getting away with something, you're not. And then I don't think they realize, even as a consumer, it's not just don't do that no more. It's, you see, they're gonna lock you up. And they're not playing about this. And since 2008, they're not playing about this. So it's just not worth it. If it's not your time, it's not your time. It just is what it is. I get all the time, I think even MG the mortgage guy got this, people that got one VA trying to get two VA properties. It's possible, but we had this week, you're trying to make a second home out of investment property. It's just not gonna fly.
So you can't. I had a guy out of California tell me that supposedly you can be able to get two VA loans. Now, from my understanding, I always thought you had to sell one, and then once you sold it, then you're able to reapply for a VA because that one was sold.
Right. You can get two VA loans, but the VA has to have you have to have the VA permission. It's very rare. What most people try to do is they try to get an investment property under the VA.
Yes.
And you can't do it. And they'll say, like, hey, we're moving to this location. And this is the old property. So, what they'll do is they'll try to finagle it like that. It just doesn't work. So I don't want to give people ideas, but I'm being vague, for a reason, but it doesn't work. Just put it like that. Don't even try it. It doesn't work. So, and I get that a lot. And then besides, the only other thing I get a lot is I get I don't know, especially on the East Coast. I don't know what's going on with the East Coast, man.
They're moving fast and trying to make even faster money.
Right. I get a lot of people with these the fake businesses, and they're gonna check, man. This is what it is, And with the bank statements, man, they're gonna check. I mean,
they verify funds. They looking at all the debits and credits.
Right. So this isn't like buying a car. They have so many checks and balances on the front end and the back end that we don't even as loan officers, as brokers, we don't know all of them. We're not even privy to all the checks that they do. They won't even let us know all the checks that they do. So then when you get that red file, that FBI, it's a whole nother ball. I had one at Loan Depot. Guy stole a guy identity, and I didn't even know they were recording me. I don't know how they recorded me. I don't know how they did that because I was on my cell phone, and they listening. I don't know how the hell they did that. I'm not, but when I looked at the transcripts, it told me exactly what I said. Yeah, the loan officer told him no, like, no. I don't know how they did that. So,
well, the feds have right to track anything if they deem reasonable. So if they was tracking a quote unquote fraudulent business owner, he's already on their radar, so they can listen to you talk and see if you're a part of the conspiracy.
Right. So they pulled the conversation, and I'm on my cell phone. That's how deep this goes. I've seen it. I looked at the transcripts when it came because I turned them in. I'm the one that turned them in. I'm like, man. Further, I mean, I don't want to get into details because I know they're probably watching all this stuff. But there's a couple of red flags when I looked at the bank statement. It just didn't match up. So. This didn't make any sense. So, like, I'm gonna turn you in. If I feel that it's not right, I will turn you in. It just is what it is. It's my duty. I would think realtors is the same way, right? To report any red flags. If I see it, if I have a concern about it, I will bring it to somebody's attention because I do not want to be responsible for them thinking that, hey, I was in collusion with you.
True.
So if I see it, I know I see it, I'm gonna say something.
True.
I don't care about all these rules and all this stuff, man. The street rules, man. We need to grow out of that stuff anyway, man. Who says that's part of our culture? I don't know where we get this from. We need to grow out of that stuff, man. We need to. I got a daughter that's 25 years old, man. When I'm looking about some bogus street rule. You see what I'm saying? We need to grow out of that stuff, man. Anyway, man, grow up. If you can't get it legally, don't get it, man. You see what I'm saying? Don't come over here with that crazy stuff. I'm gonna have to get Charleston White on you. I'm gonna
Wow, you went to Charleston White.
I'm gonna tell it all. You know what I mean? So this is what it is, man. Y'all, any last thoughts, man? I just wanted to rant on that part, man.
Once again, guys, keep up the good work, man. I want to encourage you. It's gonna get better as you continue to keep going.
Oh yeah. Just watching, Kevin Samuels for all those years, and he finally got his, the algorithm finally caught, and it's just people don't realize he was 3 years in the trenches before he even made $1. So sometimes it takes that consistency, and people are gonna look back. Also, we were thinking about this, man. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but we might probably after the holidays, probably start next year, man. Once a month, take this thing live, man. Probably find a little watering hole somewhere off of Kirby or something, and we just shoot live at one of them, one of them sports bars, and y'all come kick it with us, man. Y'all come hang out with us and slam a few back and have a cold one or whatever y'all want to do, and have a couple of wings on us or whatever, and we shoot the it's gonna have to be on the Tuesday. Friday ain't gonna happen. Like Tuesday night, man, we catch a ball game or something like that, and we, if the weather's good outside, we kick it, so that way y'all can smell our cologne and they go from there.
That was good.
So go ahead and take them out. Chris, I know you got to roll out, so go ahead and tell them where they can find you at, and we pull up your banners here.
All right, cool. Appreciate everybody tuning in. It's your boy CJ the Realtor. Check out my website, greenwoodrealtytx.com. Hit me up on social media, CJ Sells Texas, CJSELLSTX on all platforms. Check out my YouTube. I think we're gonna fix that. It's CJ the Realtor. And
Okay,
you can check out our home tours, Lux Edition, showing y'all those high-end luxury homes that Houston has to offer that a lot of people don't get to see.
Right.
Also, a nonprofit, the Master Academy. Check it out, themasteracademy.org, teaching our young men knowledge of self, self-improvement, and entrepreneurship. Appreciate you.
Gotcha. Corey, you want to go ahead and take him out?
Wake up, man.
You muted, dog.
Hold on, let me unmute you.
He must have ate. That's what they say. He must have ate him something.
Mute button. You muted yourself.
I hear you, bro.
So your mic isn't connected.
My what?
Oh, there you go.
There you
go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Corey Smith, your mortgage guy. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. Give me a call, 832-297-7659. Or send me an email at smithmortgageteam@gmail.com.
Gotcha. Hyman, what's going on? Go ahead. Tell them where they can find you.
My name is Hyman Lemons with H&L Premier Realty. Unfortunately, I'm not a big social media guy.
All right.
But, contact me at 832-235-0985. I'm super old school. If I was able to get caught on when y'all was talking about how you should be seeing get your brand recognition, I'd hit you with some powerful statements that made you like, really? But we'll try next time.
Right. Well, again, just I've since day one, I wanted to be different on this. So I was one of the first to embrace the social media and the brand like a influencer from day one, and it's panned off. I mean, it's paid off. It's not where I wanted to be at yet. I wanted to get to seven figures, but we from scratch went from zero to we up there six figures wise. So it's profitable right now. So, and I do get a lot of good, some bad. That is one of the downfalls. I do get a lot of people coming in, try to run it past me, but it's not gonna happen. But at the same time, I do get a lot of people that's legit, and I helped a lot of people that I don't even know. I see me on social media, like what I'm doing, and did business with me. So I am an advocate of something especially something that's free. Why not take advantage of it?
True.
And my thing is I just be myself, man, have fun with it. This is fun to me. We sit down and chop it up, once a week anyway. This is just the fellas kicking it, and we talk about business. So why not make this content? Also once content is king right now. This is part of digital real estate. So as your digital real estate expands, if you get more and more content, that increases your SEO ranking, and you become.
You put the SEO ranking out there. I hear you, B Dix. You've been doing a lot of studying, huh?
Well, I'm a nerd, but I just look like this. I just look like this. I'm really that was my college thesis. As people judge books by its cover, and I look like a jock, but I've been in Mensa all my life. But I'm really a book nerd. I'll sit here and I'm about to go into study for an hour, and then I'm probably going to sleep. So that's what I do.
Solid.
Yeah.
And I don't mean I don't do social media. It's just that for what I do and for the people I reach, they're not there technically for me.
Right.
That's
Right.
You got the mic, you're doing something, brother.
Right. Yeah.
Huh?
You look like you about to DJ, man.
You got-
Like you about to get on the ones and twos.
Oh man, like I say, Corey probably didn't tell you we have one called Real Talk and Real Estate where we discuss real estate topics as well.
Right.
So I have a whole mic, I have a whole setup, mixer. I have a live streamer that I can live stream from anywhere with the cell phone signal. So yeah.
Yeah.
I just when you finally put the link in that I can see it. Like I said, I've been watching y'all since y'all started.
Right.
I said, man, one of these days I'm gonna get on there and talk. And
Right.
I tried to when y'all first or second episode, I tried to type in the chat, but it wouldn't show up. So I
Right.
text Corey, and Corey said, Hyman trying to say something. And it was like, did you have a question? You had said, Hyman, you have a question. And I was just trying to make a statement, but it was like a super delay when y'all
Right.
first started.
Well, we was working the bugs out. We had the Instagram going. I still hadn't figured out the Instagram yet. I
On
figured out how
StreamYard-
to stream on it, but it has everybody compressed. It only gives like this, the corner of each screen, so it doesn't give a face. It's weird. So I hadn't figured that out yet. So I kind of dropped the Instagram right now, and I'm live everywhere else. I'm live on the well, except Rumble and Truth. I just signed up with Truth this week. I don't know if y'all familiar with Truth. That's Trump's new platform.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna get on that. A lot of people hopping on that right now. Andrew Tate and all of them. So definitely gonna get on that platform and try to do something on that. That's gonna be the new Twitter, I think, especially since he just announced on the 14th. So
yeah. When you try to go to Instagram and you're using StreamYard, I see you can go Facebook Live. Now Facebook and Instagram are one and the same.
Correct.
Shouldn't that be a third party button that you connect that will automatically take that same stream from Facebook to Instagram?
You would think so, but I think the Instagram wants to use its own live feature, and that's why it's a hack right now. In order to get to it, they want to force people to use their own live feature. Now I tried to, I have the phone right here. The problem is once the echo. Yeah. You try to go live on multi-platforms like that, it's an echo in it. So that's the only issue with that. So I'll work it out. What I'm gonna do is I got some more stuff. We got a bunch of stuff coming out. In fact, I'm trying to split as we speak. I'm trying to split my YouTube channels up into multi-channels. So we're gonna have the house tours. We're gonna have the I got my behind the scenes called Behind the Sauce. I have the podcast, the Power of Ownership podcast.
Yeah, I haven't done that one in a while either. I noticed.
Say it again.
You haven't done the Power of Ownership in a while.
Right. We just started shooting 4K. So we got all the equipment, the 4K equipment. So we started shooting in 4K. And I got episodes that I'm sitting on that we just got to release. He's actually texting me back and forth as we speak. So that should be out this week. At least the first episode, the revamp. So we're gonna revamp and try to stay consistent on it.
We do
every Sunday, and then what we did is we revamped it and we went more salesy, meaning that instead of I liked it, but it was over. I felt it was over a lot of people's heads,
and it was.
Yeah, it was way too advanced. I was giving way too much game, and I was talking way woo woo, and they philosophical and all that stuff.
There was some solid stuff though, but you probably went over a lot of people's head.
I was listening. I like to listen to my stuff objectively.
Yeah.
I listened to like a part of a lecture the other day while I was doing something, man. That was fire. What I mean? But I was saying to myself, like, man, that was spitting some flame. Like, but I guess I feel, I feel I'm on a frequency where I feel everything I'm saying. Like, yeah, this is real, tangible, good stuff.
It is, and like I say, it was B Dix. The only situation is that you're trying to give them so much, and hopefully they just catch that little bit.
Right.
Maybe if you decide, say, I want them to get this, and I'm gonna drill down on this one thing, like saving money. I think you talked about saving money. Drill down on how to save money. Period.
Well, I'm gonna drill down on sales techniques. That's what I do for.
Well, I'm talking about before you go to this new route. That's all.
Right. And then kind of make it entertaining. I don't know if you look at Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, the jewel that he said was, people go to Chick-fil-A for a chicken sandwich. So give them a chicken sandwich.
Yes.
They're going to Chick-fil-A for tacos.
Nope.
You know, so give them this chicken sandwich. So I got to make my chicken. What is my chicken sandwich?
So you make your chicken sandwich gonna be sales?
Chicken sandwich is gonna be sales. That's what I'm known for. That's what I made my living, and that's what I'm. You know, and there's so many different facets of sales that I could just keep pounding over and over and over. Just like with Kevin Samuels, he pounded relationships. The whole thing was, hey, we don't have. I see these high value guys. They just don't have enough suitable wives, and it's an issue. And the pool that we have, they shooting. They out of the sexual marketplace value. They wait till they're too late, and by then your value's gone. That was his whole day. Night after night after night after night. It was the same thing.
So your angle is going to be how to get more people in sales, or how to make the people who are in sales better.
Both. So embracing that, realtors embracing that you are salespeople, and then mastering your craft as a salesperson to get more deals.
Well, let me see. I think the only people I know that does that is Mike Ferry. Does it on a real high level. That's all he talks about is sales. Well,
I think this is not self-proclaimed. This is according to Mattress Mac. I'm the best sales trainer on the planet. This is
Big
from
Mac
a billionaire. You can ask him. Ask Mattress Mac who's the best sales trainer. He'll say me.
I hear you.
Yeah. So this is from a billionaire. He said out his mouth several times before in front of large groups that, hey, this is Brandon B. Dixon is the best sales trainer on the planet. You know what I'm saying? I could sell. So and I could teach selling.
I don't disagree with that.
You know, so that's the thing. So why not stick to my bread and butter?
Why not?
You know, so that's the, you know, it's I know loans and all that stuff. I definitely will branch off with books and stuff like that. I got a couple of books up the sleeve that I'm done. I just got to put them out. But sales, man, you know, I think too is needed. I think a lot of realtors don't really know how to close that deal. They don't know how to curate the experience. They don't know how to market themselves. They don't know how to sell themselves on a broader scale.
Yeah, especially the ones that just got in the last couple of years when things were easy.
Exactly.
Like, you really got to use skill to get deals now, right? And make stuff happen. They really need that.
And then you got to paint it. It got to be sexy, like Chris always says.
You got to be sexy, though.
It got to be sexy because just talking earnest money, just talking, you know, I felt like I was just not really beating a dead horse, but punching over to somebody's head when I'm talking. You know, we had an audience that listened to us, but we didn't have an audience that watched us. You know, so nobody watched us at all. If you look at the views, nobody watches. If you look at the spins, everybody listens to us. So it's a different crowd of nerds that listen to us. So in order to make it more entertaining, so we got like, how can I make edutainment, education and entertainment? So
that's true.
This is kind of what we're gonna do. Is like Chris was like one of the first guests on the show. I got the challenge section. All right, let's role play. Let's challenge. How's you gonna make this person do this? And you know, so it's gonna be a little bit, you know, not game show. It's still gonna be sit down and learn some substance, but we got to make it quick and make it a little bit more entertaining.
Yep.
So hate to ramble on, man, but let's go ahead. I gotta sign out.
Your 20 banners, man.
Huh? Yeah, let me hit my banners. Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 141541210 at BNL Loan Officer on all social media. Go to my website, applywithme.com. You can book me and you can apply right there on that website. Cash App us if you like us. The Power of Ownership is the Cash App. Also, you call me 832-775-8357. You call me 24/7. At BNL Loan Officer on all social media. Truth Social, I just signed up at BNL Loan Officer. I'm at Rumble. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitter as well. So HoustonCondoSales.com. I'm on it every day, man. I get to sign up and get on our mailing list, man. Chris will send you daily the latest condos as they come on MLS. So I look at them damn near 3-4 times a day. I look at just looking for that right condo. What's Today's Race challenged me, man. I had somebody today come in. I just had to send them a prequel. Why not save money? Your bank got 7.3. I can get you at 6.8. You know, why not save that 0.5%? You know, and you can go check it out for yourself. Check it. Don't take my word for it. Check it out yourself. What's today's race.com. Man, if you like the French Bulldogs like I do, and you got to keep it clean, man, go to bullypalace.com. That's you know, my other LLC. You know, so I'm into the Frenchy culture. I love French Bulldogs, man. I love the bully culture, period. So bullypalace.com. Also, Billionaire Loan also on the YouTube. We got 3 shows that we mentioned earlier. House tours with me and CJ, the realtor. If you want to get your listing on there, holler at us, man. DM us. That's another thing. This is how we add value to the community and add value to our referral partners, man. Come on. We'll shoot a 4K video and get you on the episode, get you listed and get you a buyer. Then you come on to my podcast and I'm gonna interview you and show you get sales skills. So it's gonna get you out there on social media. So that makes me a valuable partner. We shooting this all in 4K. So you know, come on to my shows and we'll rock from there. House tours, Behind the Sauce, and Power of Ownership podcast. So all right, with that, man, we're not gonna keep you too long, man. We're about 30 minutes over. We're gonna say peace, man.
Peace.
Later.